Celebrities such as Adele Roberts and Louise Thompson know what it's like to have a hidden disability. Like our next guest, campaigner Holly April, who goes by Stoma Babe on social media. After being diagnosed with colitis in 2020, she now wears a Stoma bag.
Yeah, Holly attended Taylor Swift's Eras tour at Wembley Stadium last month and says she was treated with contempt by other fans at the concert because of factors surrounding her hidden disability. Now she's calling for better accessibility at stadiums. Holly joins us now. There are a lot of people at home who will sympathise, probably been in similar situations, or have family members and friends have. Just talk us through what happened. I mean, you go there like everyone else. Were you working or just there as a punter?
I was just there as a punter,
okay,
yeah.
Right,
I was just like everybody else.
So you're there to enjoy it?
Yeah, I've loved Taylor Swift since I was literally 14. I'm 30 now, so it's been a long time now. But yeah, I've been to some of her concerts before, and I was kind of expecting a similar thing because they've always been so fun, so inclusive and so positive.
So what went wrong?
Well, there's so many things, but I mean, one of the main things being obviously that it was a very long concert from the time you got in until it finished at 11 o'clock. I live with a Stoma bag and this continuously fills. So accessibility to toilets is very, very crucial when you're in a place like that. And there's just where I was standing, because I was in the VIP standing section, there was a lot of people there. So it was very difficult to be able to even just get out of the crowd to get to the toilet. But then once I did get to the toilets, there was only one that was near where I was standing, and I know that Wembley does have a few, but there was only one. The queue for that disabled toilet in particular was very, very long. So when people were going into the disabled toilets, a lot of people were knocking, saying things like, hurry up, come on, you know, things like that. So obviously, anxiety was through the roof. And then when I was trying to get back to my spot where my friend was, you know, people just not letting me through, even though I was wearing a lanyard to...
So you've got the lanyard there, haven't you? You're wearing. Could
Let's
you
have a
hold
look
it
at
up
that.
for us? Just because a lot of people might not even recognise it. It says on their medical card, and it also specifically says hidden disability. But not necessarily, people don't necessarily look at that, because a lot of people do wear lanyards at these things, don't they? So they might have just made a presumption. I mean, one of the brilliant things about your campaign is that you do so much to show that people shouldn't be stigmatised with needing to wear a Stoma bag, and that they don't have a certain look, they don't have a certain type, all the things that for many people who have to have a Stoma bag, they find, particularly those, you know, know people that are going to have that operation, they found very powerful. Of course, the flip side of that is people don't know.
Exactly.
So the flip side of you making it accessible and saying life can be the same is that it looks the same to those, and you're masking the challenges. And it was not just the facilities there, was it? It was the reaction of people that was so disturbing.
Yes, as I said, the reason why I love Taylor Swift and I love going to the concerts is because I've always experienced quite a positive environment. You know, we're the Swifties. We're supposed to be supporting each other and lifting each other up. That's what the movement's all about. But at this concert, for some reason, I'm not sure if it's just because maybe people were standing for long periods of time, and for anybody that's difficult. People seem to be just very tense, very on edge. And I had a backpack with me to carry some of my Stoma supplies because I do have to take them with me everywhere. It's, you know, sprays, bags, all kinds of different pieces of equipment. So I had that in my backpack. And there was a lady behind me who said, could you please take your backpack off? And I said, well, no, I can't take my backpack off because it has medical supplies in it.
And you don't want to risk it going on the ground, getting damaged,
and getting
lost.
trampled on. I also had obviously valuable goods in there as well, like my phone and so forth. So I kept it on, and then instead of just, you know, accepting that, or maybe she could even move in the crowd, because it wasn't like we were completely, you know, jammed tight. Yeah, you could have moved to a different spot, but instead she proceeded to shove me over and over
Can I just
again.
clarify, is this after you've explained your situation?
Yes.
So you've told them that I have a condition and that's why I've got it, and even after that, that is the thing that worries me, because you think, well, OK, people don't realise and think, oh, you don't... It can almost forgive them for that. Yeah, you know, we've all been there. I've been at a concert where there might be somebody stood in front of you, you can't see the stage or whatever, and you might have a quiet word. But that is extraordinary, that even when you've told them about your condition, that people have literally reacted badly. Why do you think that is? Is it the sort of people have paid a lot of money, they're so desperate, and they sort of, when they balance up their own experience, they get a little bit selfish in that experience?
I do think it really has a lot to do with how I look, which is really sad to say. But I think when people see me, they see me as a young lady, blonde, you know, I wear makeup, I wear nice clothes.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah,
right.
people just can't associate that with disability. It's almost like there's a disconnect there, because I think you know, not everyone, but of quite a few people's minds, there's this sort of picture of what they think a disabled person is. And that's not helped, obviously, by the signage that is in most venues, which is always a person in a wheelchair as the blue badge. So people can't associate people like me.
So what should people, you know, venue organisers and venues do? What are you asking for them to do now, going forward?
I mean, there's a few things, but even just for me to go, I have to acknowledge my privilege, because for most people with any kind of disability, it is extraordinarily hard to get a ticket to go to these events, because there is very limited disability and accessible tickets.
Because you tried to get a zone in the wheelchair users area, didn't you? Being sort of almost predicting what might happen to you, but they were sold out within seconds.
Oh, so there's 300 and I think it's 10 wheelchair spots at Wembley. So those obviously go very, very quick, because there's millions and millions of people in the UK with disabilities. But then they also do have an accessible line that you can call. You can't get through on that line to get an accessible ticket. There's absolutely no chance. You know, everyone was trying, and everybody was posting on social media at the time about it, saying that they couldn't. And actually, I was contacted yesterday by a wheelchair user who is going to Taylor Swift, couldn't get a wheelchair ticket, and she is just going into the main crowd, because why should we miss out?
No,
why
absolutely.
should we?
Why should you miss out? Holly, it's been really interesting and really important. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think we all, every single one of us, needs to be more aware of hidden disabilities. We don't think of them at all. And you're absolutely right.
And I like your phrase, compassion is a necessity. If we take that view with everything, life would be a lot easier for all of us, wouldn't it?
It really would.
You're brilliant. Oh, your campaigns. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us this morning. Now, a Wembley Stadium spokesperson said, we pride ourselves on being an inclusive stadium. We've adapted the venue to ensure it is accessible to all, and they urge all guests who might require special assistance to contact their customer engagement team, who are fully trained in disability awareness and have undertaken training to support all of their guests, whether their disability is visible or non-visible. You say there's challenges with that, but I guess it's keep pressing and keep flagging.
That's all we can do.
All you can do. Thank you.